We're constantly told to chase more money, more fame, more things. But what if that rat race we're all encouraged to run is actually a dead end, leading straight to anxiety and dissatisfaction? The Stoics figured this out over 2,000 years ago. They realized that a truly good life doesn't come from what you have, but from who you are. They pinpointed 4 key virtues that, when you practice them, will radically change your life by building an unshakable core of inner peace and purpose. They are the true foundations of a life well lived. For the ancient Stoics, the goal wasn't getting rich or famous. It was eudaimonia, a Greek word that means flourishing or living a life that's truly well lived. They believed this was the highest good we could aim for. But how do you get there? Not by luck, and definitely not by piling up external things, but through deliberate, daily practice. They argued that everything life throws at you, the good, the bad, the painful, the pleasant, is a chance to respond with virtue. This isn't about being some perfect, flawless saint. It's about trying. It's about having a compass to guide your actions when the world feels chaotic and unpredictable. So, let's break down the 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Understanding these isn't just some intellectual exercise, it's a practical guide to transforming your everyday life. The first virtue is wisdom. They defined it simply as knowing the difference between what's good, what's bad, and what's indifferent. It is the foundation of Stoic philosophy, separating what you can control, thoughts, judgments, actions, from what you can't, external events, others, outcomes. This is the famous dichotomy of control, and it's the bedrock of Stoic wisdom. Think about your own life. How much energy do you burn worrying about things you have absolutely no control over? The traffic, the weather, what other people think of you, the economy. Wisdom is the discipline of pulling your focus away from all that noise and focusing on the things you can control, your thoughts, your judgments, and your actions. The ability to pause at a trigger and ask, is this in my control? Is getting angry about this going to help? Does this align with the person I want to be? It's about asking the right questions and the skill of making solid judgments based on reason, not on fleeting emotions or what others are doing. It's the master virtue that steers all the others. Because without knowing what's truly important, how can you act with courage, practice self-control, or be fair to others? Wisdom is the compass, and it all starts by figuring out where your true power really is. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Next up is the second virtue, courage. When we think of courage, we might picture heroes on a battlefield, but the Stoics saw courage as something quieter and much deeper. It's the moral and mental grit to face misfortune, fear, and pain with your head held high. It's not about being fearless. It's about moving forward, even when fear is sitting right beside you. For the Stoics, courage was all about endurance and persistence. Someone once asked Epictetus for 2 words to help a person flourish. His answer was simple: persist and resist. Persist in doing what's right. Resist the temptations, fears, and bad habits that try to pull you off your path. That right there is the heart of Stoic courage. It's the strength to do what needs to be done. In our lives, courage shows up in smaller, but just as vital ways. It's the courage to stick to your principles, the courage to start something new, knowing you might fail. It's the courage to face a scary diagnosis with grace. As the philosopher Seneca put it, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. A key Stoic trick for building this muscle is something called premeditatio malorum, which is just a fancy way of saying thinking about bad things ahead of time. By picturing worst-case scenarios, you mentally prep for adversity. This isn't about being a pessimist. It's about building resilience so that when challenges show up, you're not shattered. You've already faced them in your mind. Courage is the virtue that helps you face life head-on. The third virtue is temperance, which is really all about self-control and moderation. In a world of endless excess, instant gratification, and non-stop alerts, temperance is the quiet discipline of mastering your own desires. The Stoics knew that true freedom wasn't being able to have anything you want, but the ability not to crave what you don't need. Temperance is about finding that perfect balance between having too little and having way too much. It applies to anything and is the deep knowing that real abundance comes from having what's essential, not from endlessly chasing more. As Epictetus said, "Curb your desire, don't set your heart on so many things, and you will get what you need." Without temperance, we just become puppets to our own impulses, constantly distracted and never really satisfied. Practicing temperance means taking back control. It's the conscious choice to do what's best for you in the long run instead of what feels good right now. Without temperance, we just become puppets to our own impulses, constantly distracted and never really satisfied. The final virtue, and you could argue it's the most important, is justice. For the Stoics, justice wasn't just about courts and laws. Marcus Aurelius called it the source of all the other virtues. The Stoics believed that all people are connected. We're all part of the same human family, born to cooperate. As Marcus Aurelius loved to say, we are citizens of the world. So acting unjustly isn't just hurting someone else, it's acting against our own nature. Justice is the virtue that guides how we treat other people. It's about showing everyone fairness and respect, no matter who they are. So what does Stoic justice look like day to day? It's not always about some huge world-changing gesture. More often, it's in our everyday actions. It means our personal goals have to be aimed at the common good. A Stoic sees the world as it is, flaws and all, but also sees what it could be. It's how you treat people and the integrity you bring, even when nobody's watching, to your job, neighbors, friends, family, and community. It's the simple principle of trying to leave every person and every situation a little better than you found it. The Stoic Heracles explained this with a model called the circles of concern. Imagine our obligations as a set of nested rings. The innermost circle is you, followed by family, then your community, and eventually all of humanity. The Stoics' work is to constantly pull these outer circles inward, striving to care for strangers as we would our own family. So, justice is really wisdom, courage, and temperance put into action for the good of others. It's the reminder that our personal journey of self-improvement isn't a selfish one. It's a commitment to being a positive force in the world. In the famous words of Marcus Aurelius, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." So there you have it, wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. These four virtues aren't dusty relics. They are a timeless, practical roadmap for navigating the beautiful chaos of modern life. They are all interconnected, and they all support each other. You can't be truly courageous without the wisdom to know what's worth fighting for. You can't be truly just without the temperance to control your own selfish urges. And you can't be wise if you aren't also just. Society tells us to look outward for happiness, to our bank account, our job title, our follower count. The Stoics taught us to look inward. They showed us that a flourishing life, a life of meaning, resilience, and genuine satisfaction, is built not on what we have, but on who we choose to be. Thanks so much for watching. If this episode sparked something in you, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. I'd love to hear how these ideas land with you. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can donate using the link in the description. Every bit helps me create deeper dives, better visuals, and more of what you come here for. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep seeking the deeper layers.